All right, I'm Dave. This is Dave Splains. My neighbors are all mowing their lawns, so it's a great time to be recording audio. All right, so today it's time to start talking about pulling all of these things together. Now, not every single thing that we're going to be doing today is going to be something that we covered over the last week. I do want to mention that right now. And is this project necessarily going to be complete? No, because we still have things to talk about. But I want to give you some time to look over all of the videos from the week and then, like make sure you understand the concept so we can do this project. So if you haven't liked and subscribed and you like the videos so far, and I know that they're really candid. I'm not doing heavy editing with this. It's like, here's the file, here's the background music to just kind of make things not so annoying, and output to the world, because I'm doing a video every day. If I have to edit an hour-long video every day, I'll lose my mind and I won't get any work done, nor will I be able to plan anything. And I am constantly working. I don't know if you guys believe that or not. I am always working. Congratulations to everybody like me who made money off of Shiba Inu yesterday. It was a great day to sell. Now we gotta wait for a good buy day. So today is it's a kind of a graduation day. We're gonna do this, but let's go back here now. I do want to bring up functions. Sorry about that. Functions. That's from our day previous, where we did all of this stuff. I changed some of these around, so I want to talk to you about this. Instead of taking the main and having the main, like following the data through the main function, I pulled everything back. So if you remember from that day, I want you to add this section at the top, t equals get time, and then parentheses, because then that is going to directly grab from here. If you save that all in a functional thing, it's all going to work fine. The visible counter, I just threw it into the functions page so that now I can access it with just one line of code. And then data constructor, we can use it, but we're not going to, because we're going to talk about data frames, and each value has to go into that data frame, right? Independently. So we're not going to construct the date and the time together. We're not going to use that. Now, you do need time of day, so we've got to get that. Again, t equals get time parentheses, t equals get time parentheses, and then here is the module, or the function for get time. It's get time, t equals time equals computer time, which basically means the time that is on your individual computer. We will not have the same time unless you're in the same time zone as me. Then it's we did some prints for, making sure, and then it was t equals t period split, and then we split by the space. So, and then I did change this out here so that this output will be the day, month, year with no spaces. So it's going to look a little bit weird. A lot of people refer to this as military format for date, and that's fine. So now that you understand that's all we have and everything, and we've covered that part, we're going to pull in crypto compare again. Hopefully we're not going to be embarrassed like I was the other day, but yeah. Then we're going to have pandas as bring that in as PD, and we did that yesterday, Saturday, for data frames. So now we're going to talk about different things, and some of this stuff I already built based on other stuff on another project that's much more advanced than this. This is like the bare minimum jokey thing here. 46 lines of code with a lot of space in the middle to really probably bring it down to about 30 lines of code. So we have our get price. And then we have the get time. I put in the get price here, and that is CC get price. We did this before. I pulled this out for the function thing where we brought in crypto compare. So you should have it. If you don't, it's crypto compare dot get underscore price currency and currency equals USD. And that's going to bring you in the value that is attributed to the USD portion. And that's going to create a data frame. So then we're going to turn that into a data frame so that we can pull out that value. And then that value is the out value, or the out variable, and then we return the out variable out. So we're going to make this price equals get price parentheses down here. We have our D equals date, T equals time, and then here is our date functions dot date creator and functions dot time of day parentheses. That's what we have. All right, fine. And then we just dropped it to D and T down here. No reason other than the fact that I already had this set up. Now we have our out DF, which is an out data frame. I name a lot of my code that is going to be going out somewhere, literally with out in the title. Just helps people understand things better. So we're going to go up to well, we have to make sure that we have our out DF already established. And here it is right here. We're marking it as a potential data frame. We're making it a data frame right now. So it's an empty data frame that has not had anything happen to it at all. And what we're going to do is, so we already talked about how we have the time and the date. We can take that out now and just comment those out. We've established our out data frame, and we're going to be going with the Shiba Inu currency just because it's a fun currency to use. We have the data frame constructor, which is going to basically take the out data frame and the data, which is here. Now, and I want to cover this. I want to make sure that this is talked about. Do not make the mistake in this case to use double quotes. I did that for the longest time and it would not work. And I did not understand why it did not work. And it just, because I had to search high and low to try to make this work. It is very, very difficult when everybody tells you that it's not possible to do something, to do it. I found about 5 sources that said that you cannot append a data frame. And you can. Because I did it. So, we have the data. The data is the currency, the price, the date, the time. We have the currency. Now here's the fun thing. If I did this through in a for loop, and I did for each one of these things in currency, that is why I have currency here. Because now it'll put all of the currencies into one column, and then when we put that into something like Power BI, we can use it as a check as a pivot table type slicer, which is basically a checkbox for whatever data you want to focus on. So we have our save path as usual. And we have our title again. I actually did do this for a loop one time. So we're going to do shibtest.csv, and it is appending. Index is false. Again, this is how we write an actual file. This is converted to CSV right here. And then the data text is what we're opening up, and we're going to call it this. And we're going to mark it for append here. Then we're going to write the CSV. Then we're going to close the file. Now, the file exists and it does not exist. This is one of those weird things that I loved about data science when I first got into data. And that is that an Excel file exists, period. When you create it, it exists. I mean, obviously you have to save it, so it will exist inside of a. But that's my point. It exists, but it doesn't exist. The data exists on a spreadsheet. It's great, but it doesn't exist until you close the file. So in a weird way, it exists and it does not exist. So now that we've basically covered this, now we have period 15. We're not using that currently because what that would do was, I was going to say, for 15 minutes, let's record this working. But let's make sure it works in the first place, because from here it actually might work. The reason why I say it might work is because I really did not how can I say this? I really did not test any of this. I was pulling things in as kind of a note, and I wasn't sure if it was going to work. All right, here's the reason why it's not working. We forgot our double slash right there, and then we have to add a slash there so that this file goes into the folder, not making a whole nother file in the C drive named send to folder shibtest.csv because of the fact we didn't put it in that forward slash. Let's try this again, and we have a print that it actually, somewhere we have our print get price. So currently shib enu went up to 0.00006.005, or sorry, 0.0006005. And let's open it up. And there we have it. We have our currency, we have the date, we have the time, we have the value. Isn't that awesome? So what happens if we did want to run this for an extended period of time? Well, we leave all of this down here, first off. And these are all of our, so all of this from the imports down, these are our globals and everything. Okay, so we're gonna have to take our time and dates and pull them out of there. And let's see here. Here is our price. So we have all of those. We have all of these functions already built in. So I believe all we would really have to do is do 4x in range. Now, do we have our period still up? Nope, period is down here. This has to be, see, I already started doing it. This has to be above our for loop. And this is really ugly code, in my opinion. Get that colon in there, and then we have to start indenting all of our stuff. Now, keep in mind, I'm looking at this from my just throwing this all together and then realizing that I had to make a DataFrame video so that you would understand DataFrames a little bit better before we did anything. So, you know, please forgive me on that. I'm only adding these up here because I'm afraid that I have to. Okay, so, and now I only want to run it for a period. Oh, you know what we have to do? Because we talked about doing it, functions, visible counter. And let's put in for 1 second. Now that's not practical. I want you to understand that, you know, it's not practical. Why don't we put in for, do I have enough time to do 20 seconds? Let's do it for 10 seconds. So a period of, let's do 100 seconds. So that's every 10 seconds for 10 periods. 10 second periods, 10 periods. Now, obviously, again, this is not going to work out to an actual time. I want you to remember that, because you have your 10-second waiter where it waits for 10 seconds, but then you have all of this compute time sitting here. And Python is faster than Java, but it's still not that fast. That's why we have languages like Scala, and why we have why people still do stuff in like C# or what have you, because when you compile a program in C#, it works faster than Python. Python's really good for some stuff. I wouldn't say it's great for everything. All right, so let's run this. See what happens. Now, I do want to talk about one thing, is that one, we're not going to see anything for the first apparently 10 seconds now. We might not see anything at all, because I'm not seeing anything. Okay, so I just realized it. Here's our print. So when we saw this price down here at 6.005E, we put this under this for loop. So that means we're going to have to wait for 100 seconds to finally get that price. In the meantime, we also will not print this out either. Now, you can actually print this, and again, look, it will append. So we could have put this up here, and it would have started printing each one of these to shiptest.csv, but that would have added to our time. See, that's the thing. Like, I actually have had a couple of interviews, and the interviewers keep asking me, like, oh, have you ever had to go through and like adjust things to make things run smoother? Yes. And this is one of those things, is, you know, going through and debugging code and finding out where there are issues that could make the code run faster? Could we do this in 10 or in 100-second bursts and upload from that way? Or do we have to compute this every single second, or every 10 seconds in this case? So I guess I'm just saying that this is one of those things. If they're asking, if an interviewer asks you, like, do you know where you could eliminate some corners to make things run faster? This is what they're talking about. That, and also switching up to a faster language. I think Haskell is one of them. Give me a second before I'm completely embarrassed myself. Yeah, Haskell programming language. There's a company that does that right now because it's a legacy thing. Wait, did we? No! We had it open! We had it open, it didn't run all the way through. We did get our amount. It's down to 0.0005892. So let's take this down to 1 second and let's do 10 seconds. And hopefully I won't run out of calls today. I shouldn't. I think it's like over 1,000 calls you can do per day, but we were doing them in like such rapid succession that we were doing like, I think like 30 or 40 calls per run of code, and we just ran out of them because I didn't put in a timer to like make it wait. This is also one of those times where it might not be bad to add like a 1. So shib test 1, shib test 2, shib test 3, right here in the shib test file name. All right, it looks like it ran. We have 5.891. Let's check it out. The last time it was updated was at 1:11. It is now 1:12. And now we have, here's our 1302. Here's our code. Okay, remember now we're not going to get that code where we saw it for 100 seconds because the file was open, so it couldn't write the code. So now we have all of our new code, our 10 seconds, and you can see it does shift from 5.9 to 5.89. So congratulations, you've just built some CSV code with Python, and I'm going to close that right now so that if we do run this again, that it'll actually work. But we've actually created this code. Now, if you wanted your period, let's just go back and adjust that period really quick. I know this is so ugly. It's really ugly. Here's your imprint or imports up here. Here's a global out df for your empty data frame. Here's your currency for the cryptocurrency that we looked at. Here is our code for, come on, for pulling cryptocurrency prices. Here's the DataFrame constructor. Pardon me. Which we did not use. We didn't use this. Oh, we did use the DataFrame constructor. I'm sorry. This is what we used to keep appending the data frame while we were building it before we exported it out to a CSV. And then, so we have our visible counter of 1. All right, let's change this to 60. And let's go with, and remember, visible counter is in the functions right here. For I in range int sec in parentheses comma 0 comma -1 and then close parentheses time dot sleep 1. That is our 1 second counter. So that's data frames from yesterday. So we have that now set to 60. So now that 60 is times that 1 in there, and now it's 60 seconds. So that's 1 minute. So that is 1 minute. There are 60 minutes in an hour. There are 24 hours in a day, and there are I don't know, we can just do 365 for the entire year. Any takers? No? All right. So for the day, and you could do this, you could actually set this on a Raspberry Pi with a cron job, and you could program it to run every day for you. But then what I would want to do is let's see here. I'm going to tab all these in, and I'm just going to see what happens. Yeah, and then this whole code will run every 60 seconds, which will be perfectly fast enough for all of the rest of the code to be running during that. And then what we have here would be more code. All right. So just to simulate, we're going to go ahead. And again, we're not going to use period for the time being. I'm just showing you how I would do it, where I would mark down, okay, I've got 1 minute, I've got, 1 period of 60 seconds. I have that times 60 for an hour, then 24 for an hour. Because you can do this. You don't have to sit there with a calculator and go start typing out, like, what is 60? How many minutes are there in the day? Well, now you know. If you really want to, you can sit there and go, well, print period. And it'll be fine. So, all right, let's try running this and see what happens. See if this is going to update every minute now. So 1440 is how much is in the, oh geez, I didn't want to do this. I do not want to do 15 minutes. So let's do range of 15 seconds. And now what's fun is that, yeah, you can sit there and see that update every second. But you can also sit here and let's go down to, oh, come on. It's not going to let me do it because it's updating too fast. It's 1.5. See, it's growing. That's the cool thing. Like, I get to watch this thing grow. So you can see, watch, it just moved up to 4 kilobytes. Now 5. So we can actually sit 6. We can sit there and we can actually watch it grow. And the computer's doing everything for us. So we know it's actually happening. So, all right. That is our project where you're going to go ahead and collect data on cryptocurrencies. You can pick any crypto that you want because it goes through Crypto Compare, and so you can pick a different one. I kind of want to go into nested for loops, but we're already at 30 minutes. Should we do it? Should we talk about how you can collect even more data? I'm at that point where I kind of want to try it. So first off, let's take all of this for loop. Come on. Stop driving me nuts. All right, and let's hit tab. All right. And then we can sit here and go for C in currency. And don't forget, we have to do down here, it has to be, you have to add your C down there for get price. And now we have to okay. Now I have to put in currency here. Do that. Square bracket, turn this into a list. And what should we put in here? Doge and BTC. Why not? Close it. Now, because we changed this to a list, and let's see. No? What happened? Did we forget something? Okay, sorry. Because now this has to be a variable. So now it's going to go through. The way we constructed this was kind of foolish. We probably should have switched things around where we put in the 4x in range 15 and then did 4c in currency list, because then we would have gotten a little bit more close variables. Okay, and the reason why I say this is this. So now we have to wait 15 seconds for it to go through SHIB, 15 seconds to go through Doge, 15 seconds to go through Bitcoin. You see where I'm going with this? So if we had switched this around and we had said that for 15 seconds, I want you, and then through for each of these things, I want you to go SHIB Doge Bitcoin, SHIB Doge Bitcoin, and then we would have gotten like a closer thing. We're never going to be able to track for this, especially if this has to wait for an entire day of Doge before it can go to an entire day of Bitcoin. I've got a little bit of a cold, but I'm getting over it now. I've done this entire week on a cold. It's been horrible. So next week, my voice is going to eventually sound not so bleh. Did it even run? Is it running now? What's going on? What happened? No, we just have this thing on 42. All right. Oh, you know why? Because we have to put a C in there if we want to see what's going on. You see my point? This is what I'm saying. We're going to have to go through 15 counts of this before we can do anything else. This is what I'm saying. This is like 30. This is 30 minutes plus now. It's not the end of the world, right? So this is why I got into code in the first place, is because it's just like, you know what, don't worry so much about everything. It's a quick fix. You know, it's not like nails and everything else. You know, nails and wood and screws and what have you. You know, code it's time. That's pretty much it. All right, you see what we're doing now? SHIB, Doge, Bitcoin, SHIB, Doge, Bitcoin, SHIB, Doge, Bitcoin. See, it's like, that's the fun thing about this, is that you can sit here and you can blather on, but you know, you can sit here and just go, what happened? We're recording 15 seconds of each, so we're gonna miss 15 seconds. We're gonna miss 15 seconds waiting for this to work out, and it's like, what are we doing? Just waiting. We're gonna miss 15 seconds of, and it, you know, with like Shiba Inu, man, holy cow. So I do apologize for sounding disgusting. Let's go ahead and look at our data that should be growing a lot faster than before. Like every second it should go up. And you can see, you know, when we did 15 seconds of one cryptocurrency, it went up like what, 4 kilobytes, and now it's going to go up like way more because, you know, are we done? Are we good? There we go. And now it's like I said, if I pull this in here, you know, and this is the appended version, because obviously I can change this down. But if you look, like now SHIB Doge BTC, SHIB Doge BTC, SHIB Doge BTC, you know, we're going to end up being able to put this into Power BI, and then Power BI will sit there and give us, like, this is all going to be in one column, and then we can just make a check. Okay, I only want to look at the Shiba Inu data right now. It gives us something to filter by. So, all right. I mean, I guess that's it for today. I am done. This is probably the least embarrassing day that I've done. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This is the least embarrassing day that I have done so far, where I've made the least amount of really dumb mistakes on video, except for calling on it. So like and subscribe, get it out there. Come on. I need the views. I need the subscriptions. Did I say to subscribe in the beginning of this? Hit subscribe.